Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Vikram and I'm a premier field engineer working at Microsoft. I work on SCOM, Config Manager, Azure Monitor, and other M365 products. So, in the next 30 minutes, it's an action-packed 30-minute section. I would be talking about the automating SCOM agent rollout and upgrade using Config Manager. Yep, you heard it correct. That we are going to do an integration between SCOM and Config Manager. So stay tuned for the next 30 minutes because it's not only a presentation with some demos too, it's a kind of small solution that I'm going to present it over here. Now, first thing first, that what is the summary or the takeaway of this session? As I mentioned that, okay, in the next 30 minutes, I would be talking about a demo, okay, a kind of small solution where I would be integrating both Config Manager as well as Operations Manager over here. I'm quite sure you would be having multiple questionnaires. So join to one of the cafe over there after this session, and I will try to answer the questionnaire to the best of my knowledge. The main reason why I opted this particular topic, because being by the nature of the work as a PFE, I generally used to go to different customer places day in, day out. And what I have seen, the solution is based out of that particular outcome. What I have seen is that either it's a small, medium, or a large enterprise customer, there generally is a kind of disconnect between both the admins. When I mean both the admins, I'm talking about an operations manager admin, and I'm talking about the configuration manager admin over there. And we couldn't get the best out of both the leading products in the industry because config manager is the best management tool and the operations manager is the best monitoring tool. So what I'm trying to do over here in the next 30 minutes is to trying to bridge the gap between both the stuff. And I would be basically talking about two scenarios over here. One would be just to install the operations manager agent to those boxes where it's not installed, and the other one is to upgrade the agents to the latest version of Microsoft Monitoring Agent. And that too, not in a manual way, but altogether in an automated way. Means you don't need to take anything actions on your side. Once you are done on both the integration, then you just need to forget about that. Everything the machine will do of its own. And as a result, what we are going to do is that the return of investment, because you would just be investing it one time, and after that, you would be getting the fruits out of it. So the main thing what I'm going to talk about, the small solution, as I mentioned, is basically the two scenarios. The first one is the newly introduced server in the Active Directory. And the second one is the older version of Microsoft Monitoring Agent to the latest version. I will take into consideration that SCOM 2019 Microsoft Monitoring Agent over here. Okay, so coming to the first point, when I'm talking about the newly introduced server in the Active Directory, what I mean to say over here is, let's say a scenario where you have introduced few machines, or let's say in specific few servers into your environment. Just for an example, a SQL server. So until and unless the SQL admins won't tell you, it might be possible that those machines might not get monitored over there. So it's a human dependencies over there. But think about a scenario where you would be introducing a new server, either a server 2016, server 2019, which would be hosting any roles over there. And automatically the machines will go and try to install the agent over there. And from the day one, your monitoring will get started without your knowledge too. It means a fully automated one. The second one is the older version of MMA to the latest version of Microsoft Monitoring Agent. Let me give you a small incident, what generally happens in the field. We as an admin will always give uttermost importance to the management servers, that the management server should be at the latest level. Like if you are on 1801 or 1807, or let's say, for example, even on SCOM 2016, you plan it to upgrade to 2019. But we always forget about the agents, or I'm not talking about all the agents, but a handful of agents. The reason could be anything. If I will ask the admins, what's the reason that why you haven't upgraded all the agents? The first question would be antivirus. It could be ports. It could be firewalls. Or they will simply say, oh, The monitoring is at all happening over there. Why exactly I need to upgrade those agents to Microsoft Monitoring Agent 2019? Right. So because the monitoring was happening, so they were not aware about the new stuff that we are adding into the Microsoft Monitoring Agent. Here, you don't need to, so in this solution, you don't need to bother about that. Automatically, whenever the machine will see that, yeah, you have got an older version of SCOM agent, I mean the Microsoft Monitoring Agent, it will try to upgrade it to the latest version. And I'm again repeating it, everything will happen automatically. Okay, first thing first, regarding as it's a solution which is designed on the integration of both Ops Manager and Config Manager. So regarding the requirement, definitely you would be needing a supported version of both Ops Manager and Config Manager. Because every action would be performed by Config Manager, so what it needs is that the machine should be managed by Config Manager. When I'm talking about Config Manager, so in general in the industry, people used to call it SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager. But in the correct terminology, we used to call it Config Manager. So don't get confused what exactly Config Manager is, okay? So the machine where you are trying to install the agents, I mean the MMA, or where the machine where you are trying to upgrade the Microsoft Monitoring Agent, that machine needs to be managed by Config Manager. And I will take it into granted that almost majority of the servers would be having would be having the config manager agent installed. Why I can say it so confidently? Because of the monthly patches. Because every second Tuesday of the month, Microsoft releases the patches which are required for the security of the machines. So generally the admins who are responsible for those servers, they need to patch those machines every month, right? And we used to give a patch compliance report. So it means from where exactly they are managing, it would be coming from config manager. So that's the reason I'm taken into granted that, okay, in majority of the scenarios, the servers would be managed by config manager. Last but not the least, because this solution works upon the integration of config manager and operations manager, so you should be having a fair bit of knowledge or understanding about how SCOM works and how config manager works. Regarding the SCOM, we all are champions over here, right? Regarding the config manager, even if you don't know, don't worry about that, because that's the reason we are over here. And I will help you out regarding the small pieces, okay, which would be required for having a candid discussion with your config manager admin. Okay, so now coming to the SCOM part first. So if I need to segregate SCOM, I will segregate into either a agent or a server. When I'm talking about a SCOM agent, so if someone would present a server to me and will ask whether this machine has got a Microsoft monitoring agent installed or not, I mean a SCOM agent installed or not, we can simply go and see what that, okay, if I could see, let's say for example, the Microsoft monitoring agent service over there, it means that this particular box is having the SCOM agent installed. And I could say, yeah, this machine is acting like a SCOM agent. I will not take log analytics over here. Okay, I'm purely talking about the SCOM part. Regarding the versioning, I specifically mentioned the version number over here. Why? There is a reason for that. Okay, so I will come to that particular reason later on. The second part is the SCOM server. Like Microsoft monitoring agent is omnipresent, either it's on a server or a client-based either on a SCOM server or a SCOM agent. But on a SCOM server, the two services, if it would be present, I can very well say that, yeah, this machine is acting like a SCOM server. And the two services are System Center Data Access Service, which we generally call the SDK service, and the System Center Management Configuration Service, which we call it as a config service over there. So if these two services would be present, then I will say that yes, this machine is acting as a SCOM server. And if only Microsoft monitoring agent is there, I would say that, yeah, this machine is acting like a SCOM agent over there. Now coming to config manager. So what exactly we are going to talk about something in config manager, because we need to build the blocks and then only we could go to the solution over there. The first part in config manager is called the discovery. So discovery is nothing, but let's say, for example, that if you want to pull the data from an external subsystem to the config manager environment, like in case of SCOM, we have got the operations manager DB. Same is the case of config manager, we have got the database. So when we are pulling the information from an external subsystem to the config manager DB, so that process is called discovery. One of that process is called the AD system discovery. What we do is that we query the AD container, and whatever the new information that's key in over there, it will fetch that information and put it into the SCOM, into the config manager database. So when a new machine would get introduced, what it will do is that the machine would join to the domain. It means a new entry came up over there. The discovery process in config manager will pull that information and put it into the config manager DB. Then there are various ways by which the agent would be installed, and the agent would be installed over there, right? And this you don't have to worry as a SCOM admin. This is the part which an config manager admin will take care. Then the next part, because config manager is a management tool, so what the most important part in config manager is inventory. What it will do, it will collect all the data, the relevant data, by hooking it into WMI, okay, and it will pull out all the information. Like in this case, I've taken this screenshot from my config manager console, and if you could see over here, I'm talking about Microsoft monitoring agent. It means the screenshot is being taken from a machine which is having an application called Microsoft monitoring agent installed and having a specific version over here, and the publisher is Microsoft Corporation. So if I need to create something out of it, that okay, all those machines which are having Microsoft monitoring agent installed and which are having a specific version, I could very well able to do. How? With the help of collections. So collections you can compare in case of config manager as SCOM groups. Like in case of SCOM, we create group and we publish it, or we populate it either explicit or dynamic member. In the same way, in config manager space, okay, we used to create collections, and we have either a dynamic way or an explicit way to add it over there. Like just for an example, I will give you for this one, all SCOM server. I haven't added the servers manually, but if you could see the members count over here is showing as 1. It means on which condition I could able to make it. As I have shown in the last slide, that if someone which is having a service called SDK service or the config service, I will take that particular server as a SCOM server. So based upon that condition, I specified a dynamic query, and only one machine is matching that criteria. So that machine falls into that bucket, which is called the collection of all SCOM server. Take the last example, like no SCOM agent installed. How I can say that a machine is having a SCOM agent installed? When I look at the inventory and look at Microsoft monitoring agent. If in the inventory, if I would not be getting the Microsoft monitoring agent, I can very well simply say that, okay, this box is acting as a server, but this box is not having Microsoft monitoring agent installed. It means the SCOM agent is not installed on that box. Okay, so as we set up the stage, okay, and the building blocks are being done. So let's now go to the first scenario. So the first scenario is that you newly introduced a server. It can be anything, the R&D department key in multiple servers every day, day in, day out, or there is an acquisition of a different organization. You want to manage those machines and monitor those machines using SCOM. So how well you could able to do it in an automated way, right? So the scenario fit it into the newly introduced servers in an Active Directory environment. And I will take that, okay, on that box, SCOM agent is not installed. So the different collections, and I will say that how exactly I have put this particular one into picture, and I have chosen a different color coding, okay? So the different collections which I have used are all servers, all SCOM servers, Microsoft monitoring agent installed collection, and no SCOM agent collection. Okay, so these are the 4 collections. Based upon that, I need to determine a criteria to find out all the servers in my state having no SCOM agent installed. How? Let's see it out or try to understand this logic. Like this blue color, no SCOM agent installed. I put something in red, in green color and something in red color. So you can say the green color are the include and the red colors are the exclude criteria over there. All active servers, I have included that. So let's say, for example, I need to find out how many servers would be participating in this collection, like no SCOM agent installed. I will include all active servers and take an example that all active servers came as 10. It means in my complete environment, I have got 10 servers over there. All SCOM servers, again, I created a collection previously where it based upon the criteria of SDK and config service. Let's say I have got 2 servers which get listed with those 2 services. So I have included this and excluded that. It means 10 minus 2, which is equal to 8. So now I got till now 8 in this one. But still I have excluded one more, that all those machines where Microsoft Monitoring Agent, okay, that collection also I have excluded. So take a scenario that 3 machines matching in this criteria where Microsoft Monitoring Agent is installed. So the total number of machines which would be coming in no SCOM agent installed would be 10 minus 2 minus 3. Means 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 3 is 5. So this box would be having 5 machines coming over there. It means I need to install those agent bits only on these 5 boxes. Once the agent get installed over here, it means now it will go away from this collection. It will fall into this collection. Then again in future, if something got added in your Active Directory, it will get populated in this one. So you don't need to worry about that. Automatically, the logic is in such a way that it will do on its own. And coming to the next one, this is how exactly the collection query, because it's a WQL query, okay? And I have just mentioned a prototype of it. So this collection, if you see in the blue color, what I mentioned is that if I go and search the installed software and the display name of that particular software is Microsoft Monitoring Agent, I will say that, yeah, that box is acting like a SCOM agent. So put it into that collection. In the same way, the other collections I have created. Once I will go to the demo part, I will show it out to you. So this is the way how exactly all the collections has been made. And the exclude and the include one, I created it on based upon those criteria. The second part is that, okay, now I have got all the SCOM, all the machines where no SCOM agent is installed. So how I could able to install it? It's simple. The technique documentation, if you could see how we could able to install the agent manually. I uses that one. We are using MSI exec because it's an MSI file, momagent.msi. So I'm using /qn for the quiet part. This will be logging in all the logs if something goes wrong. The only parameter that you need to specify over there when you would be using in your environment would be the management group name, the management servers over here, because you would be using the local system for the service to be running over here. And it's again a kind of manual agent install because you are doing it through ConfigMgr. Okay, you're not pushing it through the console of SCOM, right? And at last, the EULA you need to agree upon. Once you specify this criteria, so on those particular collection, the machine will go and it will try to install the agents over there. Now, try to understand the complete workflow right from the time the machine got introduced to your Active Directory till the point that machine get monitored. So the first step is that machine will join the Active Directory environment, right? The moment it will join, the discovery will run over there. Once the discovery will run, it will put the information into the ConfigMgr database. Once the ConfigMgr database, the entry would be there, automatically the agent, the ConfigMgr agent will get installed. Then what will happen? The inventory will pull automatically over there and it will be put into an appropriate collection. Once it's being put into an appropriate collection, the SCOM agent software application will be pushed to that particular sets of machine, whoever would be the part of that collection, right? Then because it's a kind of manual agent install, so it would be either you have put it into a pending management, manual approval, or automatic approval. You need to take the actions and the machines would be coming into the agent manage section over there and the monitoring will start. So this is the first step. The second scenario, where we already have got a specific version of Microsoft Monitoring Agent, but we want to upgrade it to 2019, right? So I specifically mentioned, if you see, this is the versioning number, which I have mentioned in one of the last slide, 10.19.10014.0. So this is the agent version of 2019. I used the exact criteria till like the last query which you have seen, and I appended with an and condition. And because it should be having Microsoft Monitoring Agent, and the product version should not equal to, right? This one. So it will list out all the agents except 2019. What I just need to do, I again need to use this command line, and you could able to see over there in the technet, right? Again, you need the mom agent.msi because every parameter is already being passed. So we just need to accept the EULA. Behind the scene, because I'm using /q switch, automatically it will go ahead and it will try to upgrade that machine to the latest version. So the complete workflow, the config manager agent was already installed. Inventory was already collected over there, right? We just need to create the collection. Once the collection has been created, the server automatically will fall into the old Microsoft monitoring agent, or whatever the name of the collection that you would be giving into, right? And then on that particular collection, you would be targeting that application, the command line which I have shown you. And then automatically the agent will get upgraded to the latest version. Now, enough of talking. Let me just show you something in my lab. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me just share my demo screen. And let me go back to my main screen where I could show you. Okay, Rich, are you able to see my
demo
lab?
We have that, Vikram. Thanks.
Super, thank you. So if you see, okay, I have got a SCOM MS. It means my management server. I have got my SCCM server. Okay, I will just be revolving around my management server and my SCCM server over here. If you see, I'm in the admin pane, and if you see the version over there, okay, 10.19.10014.0. Two servers are having this version, and the one is having an older version over here, right? If I go to the management servers, I have got one management server just for the demo purpose, but I would highly encourage have at least two servers for high availability and fault tolerance. Okay, it means in my environment, I have got 3 + 1, 4 servers over here. If I go to my SCCM environment, right, and if I could see, I have got all servers as 5. 5 means if I could go over here, show members quickly. See, I have got SQL, the SCCM SQL. I have got DC. I have got my management server, config manager server, and SQL. So in your SCOM console, you could able to see everything, okay, except the domain controller. 3 is over here, and the name of my SCOM management server was Vikram-MS1. If I come over here, if you see, everything is there except this one. Let me go to the collection that how basically I have used. And if you see, let's say all SCOM servers. If I go to the properties, because I just have got only one server, so it listed me out one server over here. Let me go to the properties. And if I could show you, see, this is a query-based collection, means I'm not using any explicit member. If I go to edit query statement, and that here config manager admin will help you out. No need to worry about all this part. The important condition, okay, if you see the service display name which I'm using over here would be the systems inter data access service or the systems inter management configuration service, as it's only matching on one box. So that's the reason that particular box came over here. Okay, and if I could show you the members of this particular collection, it's my Vikram-MS1. Now, how exactly I have put it no SCOM agent installed, because it's all together in a different way. Because as I mentioned, include and the exclude one over there. So if you see all servers I have included. So how many servers I have over here? 5. I have excluded because you never should install the Microsoft monitoring agent on a SCOM server. I excluded 1, right? So the number of SCOM servers is 1. It means 5 minus 1, that is 4. Now, Microsoft Monitoring Agent, which is already installed, Microsoft Monitoring Agent already installed on 3. It means the remaining value is what? 1. That's the reason if I could see no SCOM agent installed, I could see my Vikram DC, that's the domain controller, which is coming over here. So I haven't done anything explicitly. Automatically, when the condition is matching, it's coming in over here. Now, how basically I have done the application management. So I just created 2 applications. One is for the purpose of upgrading, okay? And the second one is for a newly installed machine. Let me just show you for the newly installed. It's already deployed to one box, okay, to one collection. And which collection I will choose? I will choose where no SCOM agent is installed. I intentionally hasn't used this one so that I could show it out in the demo, okay? So regarding the Microsoft Monitoring Agent, okay, what I could do is that, let me just show you how basically it looked like. Okay, if I could go to the deployment. So here is the program, right? If I could see or if I could show you over here, see, I used the MSI exec, the same command line which I have shown you, right? I am using the same command line over here, right? In the same way, if I could go back and if I could show you over here in this particular one, uh, so the command line which I'm using is this. MSI exec /I need to install and QN, right, for the quiet. And that's it. So let me just show you quickly as I'm demoing it over here. So let me show you the deployment, like how I need to deploy it, because it's an agent upgrade part, right? So once it's an agent upgrade, so it means that where I need to do that, this particular one, if I go back to my device collection, Rich, how many minutes are left for me? Almost done.
Yeah, we started a little late, so yeah, you've got a couple minutes left. That's fine.
Super, thank you. I will just take a couple of more minutes. Okay. So see, I have got one collection which is MMA earlier than 2019, right? So I will target this upgrade to that particular part. And let me just, oh, sorry. If I could see MMA earlier than 2019, which is the box? Vikram Sahay -SCCM. If I go back to SCOM just to confirm, if you see the agent managed. So this is the box, which is earlier version, which is Vikram Sahay -SCCM, right? So it's now correctly matching the integration between both the environment. So let me try to do that, okay, in a live demo. So I will go to this upgrade. I will choose right click and deploy, or you could use it from here also in the ribbon button. Deploy. Okay, and it asking me for that collection. I will go over here, and you don't need to bother about all those, okay, because it would be taken care by your config manager admin. You just need to show him once and everything. Okay, see this earlier than 2019. Next. So the distribution point, I think I will not explain about this part, but this is just a repository. Okay, I will make it as a required so that I will install automatically. Once it reach over there, it will get installed. Next, and I will do it as soon as possible because I wanted to show it over here. Okay, I will go with the default one. Okay, now it's done. I will quickly force the policy. If you won't do it, in every 1 hour, it will go over there and it will try to do that. Let me quickly force the policy so that we should able to see it in the real time. I will go to actions. I will go to machine policy from a config manager. Let me do it for a couple of times so that okay, and no time to open the logs. You have to see, okay, in a couple of minutes, you will see the magic that a new applications would be coming in over here and it will try to get it installed over there. Come on, I'm running out of time. So what exactly it will do is there would be an applications which would be coming over here and it would all automatically try to get it installed. Come on, let me just. Okay. Yep, if you could see, now it's downloading and installing the software, right? It means what will happen behind the scene is that automatically it will try to do and it will do an upgrade of the agents. So no intervention from the any of the admins. For the other one, okay, where we have got the 2019, I just made it available just to show you folks, okay, it will come over here like this, okay. I have made it available just to showing it in uh, this session, okay. Otherwise, if I will make it mandatory, it would have installed it and it would fall over here in the installation status. So that's pretty much from my side. And if you could see, let me just quickly jump over here. Installation status. If you see, the agent is just installing it over here and soon it will get upgraded over there. So that's pretty much from my lab and that's pretty much from what exactly I need to demo.